Hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you're doing well. Today I thought I'd just film a tour of my room at uni, so my student house, to give you an idea of what you can do when you're renting to sort of make it feel like home, and also to give you an idea of what student accommodation's like if you're a student that's moving out of halls or just otherwise intrigued. Then stick around and watch, and at the end I'll just go over a few tips of what I think you should look out for when you're looking for a student house. So this room is an attic conversion. I think it was from about the 80s because there's Artex on the walls, which is kind of a giveaway. It's quite a typical house that I live in for the area. If you know Liverpool as a student, you'll know that Smithdown Road and Kensington are the two main student areas, and I'm on Smithdown Road. That's not a giveaway for anyone to stalk me because all the streets look exactly the same. But yeah, I am in a Victorian end of terrace, which again, very typical. Not all of them have the attic converted. I am in the attic room, so it's quite quirky. You'll see when I show you, but I thought I'd start off by giving you an overview of the room and then I'll take you around in more detail. Okay, so the door is here. It's quite an interesting way to get into the room. I'm not sure it would actually pass building regs if it was done now, but you are met with quite a steep staircase. There is no landing. The door is on the top step, and it's a very steep staircase. Let me put the light on. With a corner twist at the end. Trying to get my suitcase up here was very difficult. So then if I take you back up the stairs, which is quite difficult to do while filming because they're so steep, when you come into the room, you have this sort of under eaves built-in storage. So there's a rail and some shelves. On the rail I just keep my coats and jackets, and at the back is the Hoover and my suitcase is back there, and then I just leave my bag at the front. The shelves are really handy for storage. Just got my little weekender suitcase, spare duvet for when we're allowed to have guests. And yeah, that's a mattress protector, mattress topper at the bottom there, but I don't need it on this mattress here because the landlord is actually a really nice man and gave us decent quality mattresses. And then as the eaves slope, so the gable end is this end of the house, but there's also another gable at the front because it's the end of terrace. So I have this beam that runs right along the length of the room, but then you have to duck under it, and my office area is under there. So it's like a completely separate room almost. It certainly separates the space, and it's quite nice to have that. You don't really get that in many student rooms. But as it starts to slope down, I've got a chest of drawers, which I just have a candle, oil burner, some pictures, and a reed diffuser on. I'm going to keep my drawing board tucked away down there. That drawing board was actually my mum's when she was at art college. She did graphic design, so that was quite nice. I've just got a jumper to return to Zara when I can, when they reopen, and my bin. And then on sort of the archway above the beam going through to the office like area, just a few pictures. So this stag head print was 25p from Poundland a couple of years ago. I got this print, sorry for the reflection, but I got this print from the Nottingham Contemporary a couple of years back and got just a frame off eBay. I love the Bauhaus. Some of the work that came out of there really inspires my work at uni, and there's just a few pictures there. That's me at preschool. that's my old horse, which unfortunately is no longer with us. That's my dog Charlie, who we still have, but my other dog Ben, unfortunately we lost him as well. And that's my that's my dad at school, which I'm not sure he'd want me showing you, but oh well, too late for that. So then moving through to the office area, I have 2 desks. I bought this one myself from a charity shop for a tenner, and this one came with the house. This one I use for making my models on, which is why it's really empty because I need a lot of space. And this one is where I have my laptop. I just keep my stationery in these drawers under here, and my printer fits really nicely under there as well. I've just got a bag of potting compost for my house plants there. And then yeah, on this desk it looks messy, but it's organised and it just has my laptop on it and the other stuff that I need. And then down here is a really nice reading area. Let me move this out of the way. My uni's just given me a load of art supplies to make models with, which is very kind of them, but I don't really know where to store them right now. But yeah, I have this little area on the floor here, which is really comfy to lay on, and I like to look out the window. I've closed the blinds because I don't want to give away my address, obviously. So that's quite a nice area just to sit and read and observe the world going by. So then you'll see there's the beam running across that you have to duck under. So if we go back under, sort of halfway through is this little coffee table. This was actually my grandparents that they gave to me. I think my uncles bought it for them many, many years ago. It's solid oak, stained, and on top of it I've just got this table runner from IKEA for about £2. You'll notice that I've brought my plants with me from home because I can't, not that I can't trust my family, but I don't want to burden them with them, so I brought them with me. I've got lots of empty pots because as you see on this desk here, I have a jug filled with cuttings that have rooted from another plant that I am going to pot up in the ones that are empty there. I've just got a picture of me and my little Jack Russell Charlie, bless him, back home, a little tea light holder and a candle that I got from TK Maxx. And then next to that is my wardrobe. So this wardrobe came with the room. It's not very big, but because I've got the storage under the eaves, it's perfectly ample. I've just got a storage basket on top from IKEA that I keep odds and ends in. My family got me a personalised bottle of gin for my 18th, so I kept the bottle. And then this was just a spray bottle from IKEA that I used to mist my plants with. Next to that is my shoe rack. That was £2.99 from Home Bargains, so I just keep my trainers on it. My radiator. I've got this towel rail for a couple of quid from Wilko, which is handy to dry my towel on. That towel was from the White Company. It was in a clearance sale a couple of years ago, and it's absolutely huge. It's like bigger than a beach towel, and I paid less than half the RRP for it, so I was happy with that. On top, I've got this little shelf above the radiator which I have a few prints on. So here I've got this sort of box sign which says all we need is love. That was a £5 from Home Bargains about 3 years ago. This was a gift on my 18th birthday from a friend. It's a sound wave of the song Shine On by the Kooks, which used to be one of my favourite songs, and I went to see the Kooks live with the friend that got me it, hence the sentiment behind it. And next to that is this mirror here, hello, that has been painted on in oils, I think, either oils or acrylic, I'm not entirely sure. It's really distressed. It was from an antique shop. My friend used to work in an antique shop on the weekend while we were at college, and I got it from there, and it's really lovely. I think I paid about 40 quid for it, which now seems extortionate, but I really do like it. So yeah, I'm not sure it's worth that much money, but I do like it. And then I've just got this little table which came with the room. On it I've got this map of Europe. This is actually just a cork board that I got, and the map is a sheet of wrapping paper from Paper Chase, so it was a couple of quid. And the pins on it are just different places in Europe that I've visited. I could do to get some smaller pins really, because especially for the UK, I've visited a lot more of the UK than that, but if I started putting pins everywhere you wouldn't be able to see any of it. Then on this table here, I've got a couple of candles. I've got a big one from Neom that I got in the clearance sale last month, and one from the White Company, again from the clearance sale last month. I say last month, we're in March now, sorry, January. And then on here, I've just got a basket that I keep my dry shampoo in and my comb. and a steamer for if I've got any clothes that I want to wear that are creased, because it's right next to my full-length mirror. And then next to the full-length mirror is the bed. So there's a bedside table with a little lamp on it that was a few pounds from IKEA. My Olive Bonus oil diffuser that my friends got me for my 21st, and a little tea light holder there. There is a mirror on the wall, but as you can see when I am stood in it, if I put the camera at head height, this is what I'm looking at, so I only see my chest, which isn't much good. The bed frame's actually really nice quality. To me, it looks like it's from Laura Ashley. It's probably not, but that's the aesthetic that it has. The bedding was about £30 from TK Maxx a few years ago. It's just these really cute bespectacled dashens with a really nice sort of acidic yellowy greeny piping that's not really showing up the actual colour that it is. And then on the reverse side, it's just got this checked pattern which is in the scarf that the dog's wearing. And on the bed is this cushion, and this cushion is a picture of my dog Charlie that my mum got for me a couple of Christmases ago, so that when I'm at uni he's still with me, bless him. Yeah, that was really cute, a really cute present. So I keep him on my bed, and that way I'm never too far away from him. So if we move round to, oh, I should say there's a rug on the floor down here. That was from IKEA. That mirror's from IKEA, but it was actually left in my old rental house last year, and I just brought it with me because the landlord wasn't bothered about it, so I've claimed that for free. It's quite damaged, so I'll probably leave it here when I move out. And the bedside table I bought myself from IKEA. I think it was £12, but I quite like it. And then at the end of the bed is another IKEA rug. I think this was about £2, really, really cheap. You can see some stuff sticking out from under the bed there. This is where I keep all my eBay stock. So when I sell something, I just have to go under the bed and get it. But I'm not going to show you that because it's a bit messy. So yeah, moving around the bed. We've got the bedside table that matches the wardrobe and the drawers, so it came with the room. And on top of that is a lamp that came with the room. And then I just keep my hand lotion, and a few other bits, my collection of hand sanitizers. I don't know about you, but I forget to take them with me when I'm going out, and then I end up buying another one because I need it while I'm out, especially back in the summer when we were actually allowed to go places. Just have a coaster, a glass of water on, my sunglasses and my wireless earphones, my laundry basket, which you do not want to see inside because that's a bit weird, and then I have these shelves. It's quite awkward for me to show you because the bed's a bit in the way. If I stand back here, on the bottom shelf I have this box that I keep my bedding in. Those are some books that I have to go back to the library. This down here, I was in a charity shop last year, and it's Milo from the Tweenies, which was my childhood, and I paid 50p for him in the charity shop. I couldn't leave him behind because it was very nostalgic. And then on this next shelf are a lot of my books and my Monstera plant, and that bottle behind is actually what I use effectively as a watering can. I just refill that to water my plants. And then on above that I keep all my skincare in this basket, all my body care in that basket. Keep my flannels behind there so they're easy to reach. This is a little bud vase that I got for 99p in the Oxfam shop. This plant mister was a couple of quid from Home Bargains. I just hang my Polaroid camera off the end. It's just one of the little ones that the Fujifilm Instax cameras are exactly the same, but this is the actual Polaroid branded one. There's a terracotta teapot on the shelf as well that I got from an Oxfam shop. A little astronaut hip flask that was in my stocking, and just a little box that I store some stuff in. And then there's another one of the IKEA Drona boxes on the top shelf that I keep my towels in. They're only a couple of quid from IKEA, so they're really good as a student for if you've got a room with little storage. I bought this shelving unit myself, and I think it cost me about £18. So if you've got a room that you've got enough space for it, but you don't have but you don't have much actual furniture, it's a really cheap and effective option to buy a set of shelves and some cheap Drona boxes, and you can just store them. Because in my old room I was really limited on storage, but I had the space for it and it helped out a lot. On top, I've just got another plant which is dangling down. This is the one that I've taken the cuttings from. And then on the other side, I just keep my mirror for when I need to shave. And then I've got pictures on the wall there, and there's a picture over there, and that is it. So I just thought I'd quickly show you what the room looks like in the evening, because I've used lighting to make it cosy, and nice and homely, like a comfy space to be in. So I just thought I'd give you a quick overview of what that looks like. So most students use fairy lights, and they are really good in helping to make a space cosy without having to have the main light on. How attractive is that? A lovely Artex ceiling with a bare light bulb and the wire casing running across. Yeah, really nice. Anyway, yeah, I got these net fairy lights about 3 years ago when I first moved to Halls, and I've used them in all 3 of the places I've lived while I've been at uni, and they just help make a space really comfy and inviting to be in. And then I just have both my bedside lamps on, and under in my desk area, that looks brighter than it is, that's better. I just use my desk lamp to light up the space because there isn't a ceiling light in this bit, it's just reliant on whatever lighting you have in it. So I do have another lamp on this desk in case I do need to work from there as well. So I just thought I'd end with a few tips for students that are looking for rental accommodation. Specifically for Liverpool, if you're looking at the Smithdown Road area, £90 to £95 a week is roughly the average. It does vary depending on how modern the house is, how big the rooms are, etc. But if someone's trying to charge you 110, 120 quid a week, I would really question if it was worth it, because you can definitely find somewhere that's cheaper. The area, if you know Smithdown Road, the Big Asda, if you are at the side of the Big Asda going towards town, it's not sketchy, but it's not quite as nice, and the rent is cheaper. But if you're the other side of the Asda going towards Allerton, houses tend to be a bit nicer, a bit bigger, you pay a little bit more in rent, but personally I think it's worth it. It just depends what you want, really. Also, I wanted to say, I'm aware this room is very unusual for a student room. It's a lot bigger than most student rooms. I'm quite lucky in terms of that, but that was definitely something that I looked for. In my house last year, we chose a house that was very much a modern aesthetic. It had white walls, reclaimed wood floorboards. Well, the original floorboards were sanded back, so it was that really like up-to-date modern aesthetic, a white gloss kitchen. It all looked great, but we had a lot of problems. We had mould coming through the back wall, which they tried blaming on us. That was quite a funny story actually, because the letting agent tried saying that it was because we ate too much pasta and that the condensation was causing the mould on the walls. Anyway, that didn't wash, as you might know, I'm an architecture student, and so I don't like getting on my high horse, but in that case, I did say, I know that you're lying through your teeth, and I am going to ask that you get a full survey done. And they did, and it turned out that the guttering was absolutely shot, water was pouring down the back of the house and just seeping in through the walls and causing black mould, and it was horrible because the rooms that it was going through to was the bathroom and the downstairs toilet. So that was the main problem. The second problem was that none of it was insulated and the heating system was rubbish, so it was freezing cold. You could not, even in spring, summer, you were still in the kitchen with a dressing gown on. It was freezing cold. It was also a managed property. The landlord lived in Dubai and just left it in the hands of the letting agents, who were awful. The whole mould problem, that took weeks upon weeks upon weeks to sort out, to get anywhere with it. Countless emails that they just ignored, phone calls that they ignored. It wasn't until we threatened to get the student union involved that they did anything about it. We also had a leak in the roof where I think it was just a case of a tile slipping, which isn't a massive deal, but my housemate literally couldn't use her desk because it was dripping down onto it and it would have broken her laptop. And as a student, that's quite a key, element of living somewhere. So we had countless problems. The house looked nice. It was really horrible to live in. My room was tiny. For purposes of being able to imagine it, I'm pretty sure I measured it. Well, I did measure it, and I'm pretty sure it measured at 1.5 meters wide by 3.5 meters long. So it was a very narrow, long room, and it had a chimney breast sticking into it. It had previously been one big room, but they divided it into my room and the bathroom. And so it was really, really tight on space. I had enough wall space to get those shelves in that you've seen, but besides that, it was so tight, I had to shuffle down the side of the bed. So that meant that when we came to look at this house, or when we were looking for houses for this year, bigger bedrooms were definitely our priority. And although this house is a bit more dated, you've seen it's got magnolia walls, it's got Artex on the walls, it's a comfy house. It's got nice carpets which are soft underfoot. Hardwood floors look nice, but to me they're cold, and I didn't enjoy that. Not in a bedroom anyway, that's for sure. The rooms are really good sizes, it's a warm house, it's well looked after, and most importantly, it has a private landlord. So our landlord advertised it through a lettings company, but that was all they did. They just advertised it, took the deposits, the rest of it is in the hands of the landlord. And he is a lovely guy. We haven't had a single problem. The only thing that's needed doing is my radiator needed bleeding, and he came out in like a couple of hours to sort that out. It really wasn't a big issue. But having that direct contact with your landlord, and also them being a nice person, means that if there ever is an issue, you get it sorted so much quicker, rather than just hammering a letting agent with countless calls and emails that they can't be bothered to reply to. I mean, I can't tar them all with the same brush. I'm sure there are some perfectly lovely letting agents out there, but all the ones that I've had the pleasure of dealing with have been absolute twats, to put it politely. Like, I've never met a letting agent that I thought, oh yeah, I like you, you're a nice person. But yeah, so I would highly recommend, if you can, finding a private landlord, because it just makes any problem so much easier to deal with. But yeah, I hope you found this video interesting. If there's anything else that you'd like to know, leave me a comment in the box below and I will reply to it. But yeah, I hope you have a nice day.